We all play the same game, some different than others, some with different goals and strategies. We all nestle into our comfortable corner of the world and zone in on the pixels. But often we forget that this will not last forever, and years from now we will only have memories. Eventually, enough time passes by that we forget about it completely. A lot of our back and forth from player to player happens only in passing. We make trades, we run into each other skilling or training, we interact on Discord, and that brings us together. It certainly helps with a smaller community to thrive, and without that, I don't know where we would be, so thank you whoever had that bright idea to make a vanilla Discord. So long story short, I'm sitting there, it's 5 in the morning. Of course I'm not sleeping like I should be, right? I mean, come on. I looked over at my friends list and I saw one lone green name lit up, and I had an idea. Reach out to the player base and share our experiences with those who are curious. If I can somehow capture this thing and wing it up on YouTube, it will be some sort of record that goes beyond leaderboards and Discord memes and the such as. This can be a specific thing that players look back and remember. When I looked at that friends list at 5 in the morning, that player's name was, you guessed it, Lonelamer. To start, I quickly jotted down 10 questions. I began to think, what makes this guy tick? How long has he been playing? What is the end game? Will he even answer me back, or is he just going to think I'm some sort of stalker lunatic set out to get him? You never know. This is the internet we're talking about. Stranger things have happened. As spontaneously as the idea entered my mind, I jotted down my questions. I sent them over to him, and sure enough, he answered me right back. So I wanted to thank Lonelamer for opening up and sharing with me and the viewers. Here are my questions that I asked, and here are the answers that he gave. Question number 1. Where are you from? And a little bit of backstory. And then I put in parentheses, this can be as brief as you want or as detailed as you want. I don't expect you to give a full life story or excerpts from an autobiography. No, we're just a simple who, what, when, where, why, or whatever you're comfortable saying is fine. You could say your name is Joe Blow from San Antonio, and nobody would know the difference. I also said I respect people's right to anonymity and not being as open as others on the internet, looks at myself in the mirror. His answer was very short and sweet and to the point. He says, I'm Lonelamer from Malaysia, and as far as I know, I'm the only active player from Asia currently. LOL. And you know what? This is something I would have never known. I was kind of sure he was from the other side of the planet there, because he's on, or he's a little bit nocturnal like me. It's kind of exactly why this idea makes sense to do. You just don't know until you ask. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, where the weather sucks, by the way. I'm sure Malaysia is just wonderful. But yeah, you don't know until you ask, I guess is the point of that one. My second question is, when did you start playing the game yourself? Are you OG early 2000s, or did you discover it later? Or did you start after RSC officially closed in 2018? There's probably some people who didn't know about it. You never know. Had to throw that in there. His answer, I started playing the game in mid-2001. I remember trading 3 party hats for a set of rune legs. Man. We all started at different times, and I found it very interesting that he began in the very early OG days of 2001. I thought I was early in 2002 before they put fatigue in the game, but not earlier than Lonelamer. I also I did something pretty stupid with a Santa hat back then, but you have to understand, no one had a clue what these things would be worth. It was a thing that happened on the reg to Lumbee noobs. So from what I've gathered, he was much like me, transferred over in 2005-ish, whenever the beta ended and the transition happened. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong here, but I think you had to be pay to play to continue in like 2006 to keep playing RSC. I get foggy on the times and dates and all that crap, plus the servers reopened at different times. I'm not the RuneScape historian. He has a channel already, so go check that out if you haven't already. My third question, do you have any advice for new players? This could be money-making, skilling, or grinding mentality as far as keeping a mindset is concerned. Is it just... Oh, yeah, it could just be, have fun and enjoy it. His answer... My advice would be to have fun and not do too much too fast. We've seen the way too many players rushed it and just got burnt out and only never to return again. And that's... I haven't even been here that long, and I've seen it like a dozen times already. A guy gets to like 1,000 overall, he does Legends in like 2 months, and moves on to the next game. Or that new player is given a bunch of new items and has no incentive to grind. So that moves on to my fourth question. And that one kind of comes up later again. My fourth question. What are the things you'd like to see happen in the current server? In parentheses, I put, this could be anything from the game economy to the in-game mechanics to updates, events, etc., etc. His answer was, I guess the thing I would like to see in the server is for the introduction or reintroduction of rares. Gotta figure out a mechanism for it so that the market isn't flooded with rares. I couldn't agree more with this sentiment. Rares aren't rare when there's too many, but we're getting to a point where a new guy just sort of scratches his head at the current availability. Now, I won't put words in Lonelamer's mouth. This is Matt speaking. Rares need to be introduced into the game economy in more ways than PKing tournaments. This is not Dynasty, and the base is not made up of 100% PKers. So like skilling events or others need apply. In short, a new player plus no rares to grind for equals new player gone, in some instances. I was one of those who had the mindset of, well, I'll get them when I get them, but I'm not holding my breath, So maybe if you're new and that is a mindset you need to have, get them when you get them. My fifth question here. Thoughts on the current player base and how has it changed since you started? Also, who taught you the most about RSC Vanilla? This could be one or as many names as you'd like. And his answer was, the current player base is still pretty much the same. There were many real friendships made over this game, like Day One, who initially helped me out with starter gear. Iniesta, Dunk, Cruz, Wild, Danny, Matt, and many others. I think we all have that one character that hooked us up when we first started. Shout out Wild, and shout out Scar, who I haven't seen on in a long time. The answer to this question was very brief but packed a punch for me. There were many friendships, and that is a word that, if you're like me, you can count the number of games that you can say that about on one hand that has led to in your life. Friendships, Again, a sense of community in the server is very strong when it's active. You just don't see that every day. My sixth question. Will you ever share your bank pics on OnlyFans for $19.95 a month? This was, of course, a rhetorical question, and the answer, of course, is no, Matt. But on a side note, have you ever considered starting a YouTube channel or sharing some of your own experiences? Now, of course, I was kidding with the OnlyFans, but I was kind of like, I wonder if anyone else has thought about, starting a channel. His answer: I'm definitely open to sharing my bank pics for free, ha ha ha. I actually did dabble with the thought of starting a YouTube channel and sharing my experiences with RSC, but vids and streaming isn't really my kind of thing, more of an introvert. I get that. And also, you heard it here first, kids. Free isn't free isn't free. I like to joke. Of course, no one's starting an OnlyFans. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would have started a YouTube channel solely based on RuneScape Classic in 2022. Come on. But here we are. It only took one video, and I kind of felt like I had more to say. I would just say consider making one, and what you would do or say in that one video. But an introvert is something I have trouble identifying with. Every morning, the gloves come off, and I flail like a fucking Ritalin kid. If a loudspeaker were a person, well, you're looking at it. But it's sort of promising to hear that he's at least thought about it anyway. Moving on to my 7th question. Thoughts on vanilla being 1x and true-ish to the original game? Do you think global chat is skirting a fine line? Or would you like to see even more quality of life improvements to the game, like, I don't know, say certing, decerting, a center bar like they used to have for EXP and fatigue would show you percentages in combat. A grand exchange. In other words, how vanilla do you prefer your experience to be on a scale of 1 to 10? How good is the reproduction to you? His answer: I'm actually amazed with the authenticity of this version of vanilla. Yeah, there are tedious tasks such as sorting, collecting material supplies on your own, which isn't fun, but hey, this is vanilla for a reason. Couldn't agree more. Global chat is an amazing addition to the game. Couldn't agree more. The player population is quite small as it is already, so having global chat is much easier for people to communicate in game. Couldn't agree more. But I see the argument that can be made of 1x XP being horrible. Getting 99 for a skill wasn't meant to be easy. Hell, back in 2001, getting 70 in F2P and RC was something unheard of. Yeah, it sure was. But I think the game is fine the way that it is. Yeah, I'm right there with you. The perspective from an OG player just shines through the bullshit, doesn't it? Life's rough, get out there and earn it. I like it. I'm the same way, and this sort of circles back to that previous point in that if everything is just given to a new player, what do they actually gain out of it, and is there even a chance that it's long-lasting? Earn it. I like it. Question number 8. Do you think Jagex themselves will ever bring back RSC? And at this point, would you ever consider going there instead of vanilla? If vanilla shut down tomorrow, would you continue playing RSC elsewhere, or call it a day and move on to a next game, maybe old school RuneScape? His answer was, I don't think Jagex will bring back RuneScape Classic. People nowadays won't want to grind out these insane amounts of XP for levels. Also, this game won't be as attractive to the public compared to other games out there. Yeah, I mean, we're playing a relic from ancient times that doesn't give instant gratification in the form of dopamine. Again, we're a breed or something, man. It's becoming abundantly clear that this sort of game attracts, we're attracted to the struggle, I think. I think these quick and pretty bullshit games that sell because they're sexy yet never have a cult following, that's food for thought. Or on the other side of that, you have games like Candy Crush or some bullshit slots. It's pretty particular, I guess. I would call the games that I enjoy. Moving on, question number 9. What other games have you no-lifed before RuneScape Classic? I'll share mine. Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, Counter-Strike Source, Grim Dawn, Stardew Valley. Yeah, I'm not proud of that one. I mean, it's pretty kiddie. Torchlight 2. Also kind of kiddie. But it was Torchlight 2 was like I got away from Diablo and went into that because it was sort of like it. Then I found Grim Dawn, which was much more a mature game anyway. Okay, moving on. His answer, oddly enough, oh, the other game I have no life, Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction. No shit. Yeah, but our RuneScape Classic is the most no-life game of all time. Yeah. Are we seeing a pattern here yet? I mean, a grinder is a grinder is a grinder. We're drawn to that grind that only so few games can provide. It's inherent somewhere deep in our DNA or something. I would go as far as to say. Also, didn't know he was into Diablo 2, and pretty cool to find out that we both had Hammerdens, which is a type of paladin build. Yeah, one grindy-ass game. Finally, my 10th question. What is your dream in RuneScape Classic? A bank account with everything in it, to be the most wealthiest player in the game, to have every rare, to have 100% completed to 1782, to become a mod. His final answer was, I guess my dream in this game is to get a skill total of 1782, lol. Certain skills I'm not looking forward to. Herb Law, Agility, Smithing. Haha. Hope that answers it all, my man. And I've got to say, I'm not shocked at all at that answer. And it would have been my guess if only I had one choice. Certain skills in this game, God, they're not your friend at high levels, are they? Prayer, Herb Law, Agility, Mining, Crafting, or they're just outright long grind shit. But yeah, that's about it for that. I'm happy that happened. It was spontaneous, and I felt like something needed to happen within the community, and somebody else's voice needed to get some sort of a platform. I know I don't have a huge audience. I know I don't have, a lot of people listening and waiting with bated breath to hear what, it just felt like the right thing to do. And hopefully I can continue this series. There's not a whole lot of people that I really know well enough to ask these things of. So I thought I would just sprinkle it in, and because I thought there would probably be a couple people out there who are curious to know just what's going on inside one of the top players' heads. What does he have? 899s? 7 or 899s? I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, we'll just wrap it up right there. We're going on 20 minutes, so I wanted to finish it up. Thank you again, Lonelamer. Thank you everybody out there for listening. We'll see you next time. Peace.